Build yourself, brick by brick.
What's going on, everybody? Got a special video for you guys today. It's one I've been wanting to make for a long time. I've had all the pieces, but I just haven't found a way to put them into a video and make it cohesive and easy to understand. So central idea for the video is for people who want to build muscle while continuing to burn body fat. There are several programs out there for people who want to build muscle. Bunch of programs out there for people who want to burn fat. Not a lot of info for the people in the middle that want to do both. So hopefully we can address that. And by doing that, and to do that, I'm first going to give you guys a little lesson on the body's two types of fuel. It's two different fuel sources. The hybrid body. So just like a hybrid vehicle that has electric, that uses gas. Usually when you're driving around town casually doing errands, electricity is more than enough. But when you want to do more aggressive driving, freeway driving through the mountains, taking the police on a high-speed chase, you're going to need that gasoline. Our body's no different. So the point of the video is to show how to burn fat. And to do that, we're going to have to know when the body wants to burn fat versus when the body wants to burn carbs, and try to get more efficient on burning fat. So to do that, we're gonna use a graph. You guys know I love graphs. So this axis is going to be fairly simple. It's just going to be a heart rate percentage. Obviously, I'm not going to do absolute heart rate because my heart rate at 140 versus your heart rate at 140, depending on age, athleticism is going to be different. So I'm just going to put it as a percentage. This will be resting heart rate, sitting on the couch, chilling, doing nothing. This heart rate, 100%. That's you running a marathon with 100-pound body armor on your back or something silly, something ridiculous. This axis I'm going to call consumption. This is just the rate in which the different fuels are being consumed. So I'll start with fats because that's kind of the star of the video. When we burn fats, it looks something like this. So in lower heart rate zones, a lot of fat consumption, and then it dies off as we increase our physical demand. And then carbs, I'll use a different marker, might look something like this. Might look something like that. So in lower heart rate zones, we're not using as much carbs. I guess I'll write carbs and fat. Yep, lower heart rate zones, we're not using carbs as much as fuel. But as we get into that strenuous activity, marathon running, we're using a lot of carbs, not as much fat. And I guess why is that? It's kind of counterintuitive. You think people who run a lot of marathons are all really skinny. They don't got a lot of body fat. So why is fat so low on the list here? And to do that, I'm going to bring back some terms we might have learned in maybe high school PE or something. Anaerobic and aerobic activity. So I'm going to cut this graph kind of in half, not quite. And there's a magic heart rate here that once we pass that, we enter in what's called anaerobic activity. All anaerobic activity is a fancy word for without oxygen. So in this region, we use oxygen very inefficiently or none at all. So marathon running, you're huffing and you're puffing, you're breathing heavy, but not a lot of oxygen is being used the way it should be. This section is just with oxygen. So you're light jogging, you're elliptical, you might be on a stationary bike, you're able to breathe normally. And the best way I can show, I distinguish when I'm in this realm or this region is I can do my cardio and hold a conversation with somebody. Like, if I'm here, if I'm running, I'm not talking. I am focused, running, huffing and puffing. I'm not holding a conversation with anybody. So the reason why the graph looks like this is the key here is without oxygen. When we talk about burning fat, we always use the word burning fat. When you burn something, oxygen has to be present. That's one of the key ingredients in combustion is oxygen. So in the body, fat actually gets oxidized. It is very hard to oxidize something without oxygen. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. That's why when we're in the aerobic territory, region, our fat consumption is much higher than our carb consumption. Because we're breathing, we're using our oxygen efficiently, we are oxidizing the fat. You can play around with this, right? If you want to make this even more efficient, you can tune how many carbs you consume. That will cause this blue line to shift down, which will force this red curve to shift up. Something you could play around with dietary-wise. But this is something I love to do because I am not a runner. I don't claim to be a runner. And I actually get pretty annoyed when I hear people that want to lose weight and their only advice people give them is to run. It's not for everybody. And I'm not saying this is for everybody either, but running is not for me. I gave it a try. I gave it the old college try. And every time I would run, my back would just go out. And I'd have to take days off of training. So for someone who wants to build muscle, I'm missing training days. So that's not for me. We have kind of dubbed this region here low impact, steady state cardio. Low impact, steady state, abbreviated LISS. You guys can look this up and find the workouts, the cardio routines that work for you and your specific body type, your specific athletic ability. A good takeaway from this is trust the science. This is 100% fortified science. This is how your body consumes fats and carbs as a function of your heart rate. Same with running. If you run consistently, you will lose weight. I don't disagree with that at all. It's just not for me. I don't disagree with that one bit. But I think that's actually kind of a good lesson to end the video on. I didn't even think of it this way, but trust the science, trust the process, but question its applicability to you and your goals. I've actually never said that out loud, but that's actually a good way to end it. Hope this helped, and lose that body fat, gain that muscle. All right, man.